What's going on? This is Brad Clemens, young entrepreneur. I just want to reach out, talk to all the other young go-getters out there about this recent book I just read. It's the one that prompted me to start doing this. It's Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk, probably known by Gary V on all the platforms. Big thing is, he just reading through it, realized that there's a lot more I can do out there other than just, the day job. So much information. Just want to give my thoughts, my comments, a brief review over it. I'm sure you guys all know Gary V. He's the social media presence of our generation. He's the one that's telling all of us we can go out there, succeed, and just put in the hard work. Just get in every day, all day, grinding it out. Reading through this book here, I was seeing that a lot of it he was talking about is the hours you have to commit. He's talking about DMing on Instagram 6-8 hours a day, weekends 10 to 16 hours. Same thing can be said on Twitter, going through, commenting on posts, following relevant hashtags, dropping your own 2 cents about things that are things that matter. And I think it's time that all of us should try to embrace that. As a young business owner myself, I know a lot of what I do is just spent around punching and kicking. I own a martial arts school, but he helped me realize that there's more to it than just a business, and it's also about creating your own personal brand. I know there's a lot more I can do with this. I know there's a lot more I can do with myself to help make sure my community and everyone that I work with knows me more and can engage with me better, which will help not only me but also the business. And reading through Crushing It here, that's part of what I saw. The first part was a big wake-up call to me. He calls it part 1, get pumped. And quite honestly, I felt called out. I know that I have dreams, I know that I have ambitions, but I know I haven't put in the work that I should have all the time. And I did feel it a little bit there. Almost was like he was speaking directly towards me about how I've been lazy, how I haven't really gone up and met all the challenges head on, face first, and now's the time to get started. I just finished this book half an hour ago, and last night when I realized I had only a couple chapters left, I was like, I'm going to start doing these book reviews. I read quite often. I'm a book nerd, but always trying to learn something new, trying to find more knowledge. So I thought, why not share this with everyone else? So without further ado, let's get into this review here. Overall, definitely one of the better books I've read. If you're talking overarching business books, I wouldn't say this would be one of your first ones you should read if you're looking to figure out how to run a business or the operations within it. But if you're looking for just motivation, whether just to get out there and make a personal brand for yourself, or if you want help with your business's marketing, this would be a top book to go to. If you're looking especially for social media marketing and how to build on a platform. If you want just more of a marketing sense for business, I'd probably recommend Never Lose a Customer Again. Just like if you want an operations book, a good one would be E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. I'll put some more information out about those probably next week, but yeah, this one. So the Crushing It talks about the big components that matter and what you need, and the big takeaway here is content. You need to be consistent. You need to just put that stuff out there, but you have to have value. So you can't just put trash pieces out there and expect people to enjoy it and expect people to actually want to use it. Your content, it doesn't have to be great all the time, as you can tell with my first video here, but you just gotta keep going, and the more you put out there, the better it's gonna get, and that's what he's trying to help me see. And this is what I think you'd understand too if you read this book, is it doesn't have to be perfect. I myself find myself to be a perfectionist, and I spend a lot of time thinking, planning, plotting, and then reevaluating even before I start. And quite honestly, sometimes I don't even get started then. I'm too busy in the planning stages to actually try. There are the times where I just jump in head first, and then if it works, I keep going. If it doesn't, I give up. So he showed me that consistency is key, and that even when things don't work out the first time, there's no reason to expect that it shouldn't work out the next time. So you have to at least stay with it. He was talking for at least a year. 3 months doesn't going to give you the answer. I know for a lot of us, especially people my generation, younger entrepreneurs, younger go-getters, we want to get the results instantly. And if you don't have that return on investment, that return on whatever it is you're doing to happen in that first day, week, month, you don't really see the point in continuing. And I get that feeling, I truly do. And that's why I want to help you guys help hold me accountable to keep these videos going. I want to do like he was saying and keep marching forward even during times where there's no response. If nothing else, I'll be able to go back and look back to see how my my speaking, my video performance has increased or has gotten better, and maybe someday that'll lead to something. I know all of us are looking for that 1 in a million chance of being found. I guess that'd be cool. I don't know if that's necessarily what I'm looking for. I wouldn't say no, but right now I'm just kind of want to build my own thing. I'm not trying to get hired by a company. I'm not trying to find somebody. And I think what he's talking to, the people that he's trying to talk to and communicate to in this book are those ones. Yes, we want to say no if we had the opportunity of a lifetime, but that's not our main focus. Our main focus is to just go out there and create our own lifestyle, our own brand, and live the way we want to live. And that's exactly what Gary was talking to me about in this book. But again, all he talks about there is it revolves around content, and you have the value behind it, and you have the consistency. With those two components, he brings up a couple other essentials, but those were the main takeaways I had. There was just the consistency and the value along with that content. After that, just gotta find your pillar. And he explains that being that there are multiple platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, blogging, doing more vlogs or videos on YouTube, podcasting. It's finding the platform that works for you and the one that you're more comfortable with, and that the market tells you works. And he explains that as finding what sticks. For instance, with this video I'm putting out here now, if this video has all of a sudden dozens, hundreds of views, then I may have found something that works. If there's a few views on it, that's awesome. I'll keep working at it. Even if there's no views, I'll keep working at it, because he says it takes a while for any traction to form. But if you're going after it for a few years and you don't see anything, it may not be something that's going to hit in the markets. Or if you're getting all the naysayers and there's no positivity coming from the outside, or even from you at that point, then it may be time to move on. But if you're just getting negative from the outside, but you truly still believe it's a positive or something that you want to do, then it's worth it. There's different things you can get from this. One, you might, if you try a platform and put yourself out there, you might get found. Awesome. On a more realistic standpoint, you might help others. Maybe it's a few people, some friends, family that enjoy your videos or your blogs. Maybe it expands a little more and you help your community. Or at the very least, if you truly enjoy it and passionate about it, then you're happy doing it. So it doesn't really matter if anyone else finds it. And that's kind of where I stand here, because I truly enjoy reading. I love reading. I love learning. And I find that a lot of times I don't remember what I learned anyways. My retention may not be the best. So at bare minimum, even if these videos don't succeed, I have something I can look back on and reminisce and remember what I read, what I learned, and the experiences I gained from that. But moving forward, he talks about, again, the different pillars and finding the one that works for you. You have to find one that you're comfortable with, and then you have to dive in. He talks about putting the hours upon hours in to make it happen, to just not give up and to keep going forward. And I think for a lot of us, the way I took this is sample the different types of platforms that are out there. I'm sure many of us, especially in my age group, we use Twitter, we use Snapchat, we use Facebook, Instagram. Some of us like one of them more than others. I personally am not a fan of Twitter. I know it could hurt me if I'm trying to make a brand, but it's not my jive. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat. Something about Twitter, it's not for me. But hey, you gotta figure out what you like and what you don't like, and go from there. I've never really thought of myself too much as being a video person, but I've always thought of myself as being a good speaker. So I thought, why not try video? Maybe I'll try podcast. I don't know. And that's the thing, I don't think any of us truly do know. So there's only a couple ways. There's only one way to find this out, and that's by doing it. Your first thing to do is consume. If you're spending hours or spare time on social media, scrolling through Instagram, checking out the latest pics of your friends, or following your latest celeb news, you got that. You're consuming. You're realizing what goes there. If you listen to podcasts, I listen to podcasts all the time. You hear how they work, you hear how they run. You can get an idea of what goes into it, and if it be something you want to do. I listen to EntreLeadership. I listen to Dave Ramsey show. I listen to Entrepreneurs on Fire, which in fact Gary brings up in this book. Spectacular story. Congratulations to you. And you just kind of keep going from there. I know the latest one right now is, well, not latest, I should say, is TikTok. A lot of people are on that. If that's something you enjoy, become TikTok famous. I just got an invite to Clubhouse. Maybe I'll bring my talking there. If you want to invite to Clubhouse, I have a couple. Leave your first two that comment. Let me know. Remember, it is iOS only though, so it's an iPhone club. So hope you guys are on that side of the spectrum. No Androids here, but yeah, just get out there, try it out, and that's what I'm trying here. So takeaways from that, going through the different platforms. You first brought up Musical.ly. Truly had no idea what that was, and he said that we probably wouldn't, but use that to talk about how different platforms exist at different times, and even if you miss one, you'll be able to try and see it to the next one. Snapchat, it is a tough one to build a brand on, and just like Gary says, it's more about communication versus brand building, but it is possible now, especially with the stories. Twitter, I already gave my thoughts on Twitter, but it can definitely be the one that gives you that 1 in a million shot easier than others because of the hashtags, because of your ability to tag people, and a lot of people, if you're DMing hours every day, there's a lot of people that don't use Twitter as their main communication center, so you may be able to reach an influencer and get to there. YouTube is what we're using right now. We know it, we love it. It's gonna be the new TV, or it's gonna be with TV, so this is the place to be. Facebook is giving some competition though there with your new Facebook videos. Whether or not that lasts, it's gonna, he's talking about, Gary talks about in this book, it's gonna be a epic duel. He called it before he even got here. This was written a couple years ago. We're in 2021 now, so see what happens there. But you definitely need to have a Facebook page. Whether it's just your personal page or if you make a fan page, if you have any intention of being a personal brand ambassador, that's where you have to have it. You need to have a Facebook page. Everything else you post on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, that's where it goes to live. He explains that that's like the connection point between all of your different trigger points or your talking points, all your different platforms, because everyone has Facebook. It's not going anywhere. For instance, this video, after it's up on YouTube for a while, I'll probably link it to my Facebook page. If I have a podcast, I'll link my podcast there. If I have, my latest Instagram post, it's going to Facebook. It's a catch-all, and yes, you do. It's not. I mean, it's a catch-all, yes, but you do need to have your own independent content for that. That's created exclusively for Facebook. As we know, everything's got a different algorithm. By no means does he say you should become an expert at all of them. By no means does he expect that to be possible. Find your one, maybe your two that you really want to work with, but you do need to have a presence in most all of them, especially Facebook. You need to have a presence there, if nothing else, just to have a catch-all. He goes on to talk about Instagram. I truly like Instagram. It's a fun place. It's not as negative as Facebook. There's less political, but it's more of a curated image of yourself. Everyone posts the absolute best. They don't have any negative there. It's all filters and lighting, but that's okay. Biggest thing there is you have to understand that what you post is going to stay there, and it has to be the image you want it to be. The stories you're more flexible with, because they don't last as long. So that can be on your mood for the day, but the rest of it needs to maintain around what your overarching image should be. So in my case, I am a reader, I'm a martial artist, I'm an Eagle Scout, and I'm a business owner. Those would be my 4 main things. Maybe someday I'll be able to toss Family Guy in there, but we'll see. So a lot of my posts revolve around martial arts, various book stuff, whether it be what I'm reading, what I'm going to read, different business things, sharing links, podcasts, and my outdoor experience as an Eagle Scout. I haven't gone too much into that recently, but it's something I may consider going back to. But right now I'm definitely focusing on the connection between my martial arts business, both in the sense of how to run it, what I'm using to help me get the edge, as well, both in the business sense, marketing, operations, and all that, as well as the Taekwondo sense. That includes both instruction and my personal training. That said, if you're interested in what I'm doing, I just posted my first video. I have my journey to mastership. I am a 5th degree black belt in the ATA organization. In about 2 years, I'll be testing for my 6th degree black belt. All fingers crossed. And then a year after that, I could be going for my master title. So if you want to, stay up to date on that, check out my channel. It's there. But yeah, I mean, everything's gonna revolve around that. I'm the kicking business guy. So you have to find your brand, find your identity, and just work with that. The last couple ones he goes through are podcasts. We briefly touched upon those. I truly am very interested in podcasts. I love listening to them. I know a lot of my friends do. I know a lot of people do in general. And it's something that you consume on the go. As Gary was talking about, it's something you consume while you're maybe working out at the gym, driving a car on travel. It's something you can listen to and multitask with without having a screen. And quite honestly, I may consider taking what I'm doing here, making it a podcast format versus a video format. I don't know. We'll see how you guys react. We'll see how the market reacts to it. But that is there, especially for those of you that have a story to tell, but do not want to be seen on camera for whatever reason. It's a great alternative. For those that like to write versus speak, blogging is still an option. I dabble in my writing. There's nights where I just enjoy to write. If you want to check out any of my recent work, it's on horizonata.com. A couple ones about motivation and self-esteem. Just working on some basic life skills and just bringing some personal stories into that. The last thing he talks about then is Voice First. It's a new platform. We have them, but it's not mainstream yet. It's things like Alexa. It's things like Google Home, where you just say, "Hey Alexa." We all use them, but he's predicting that in the future it won't just be in one room, 2 rooms. It'll be everywhere you go. So that's something to consider about if you want to be on the cutting edge of something new, the new frontier. Claim that real estate now. It's time to make a skill. I know I'm going to spend my next couple of days looking into that, seeing if that's something I can make value of, whether it be with the probably the martial art more so than the business, because business is saturated already. But something to truly look into there. But overall, just a quick summary of the book. I did think it was a good read. If you're looking for a way to build your brand, build your identity, build your your influence, this is a must read. Obviously you don't have to necessarily buy the book. I got this one from the library, but it's taking everything that he talks about in his Ask Gary V show, his Daily V, or just any of his streams on Instagram, and he just makes it into a concise, readable format. It's much easier to consume. It's all there for you, and it is a good read. It'll make you feel lazy. It'll push you to try and do something new, and that's probably what exactly you're looking for. If you pick up the book, that's what I'm thinking you're looking for. If you find that after the 3rd chapter this is too much, put it down, put it away. I don't want to be mean, but it might not be for you, and that's perfectly okay. If you're happy with where you're at, you don't need this book. If you feel like there's something more, give it a try. If you like your 9 to 5, but want to have something on the side, give it a try. If you want to, if you're not passionate about your 9 to 5 and you want to do something, give it a try. If whatever your job is, you enjoy it, but you think you could do more with it, give it a try. what I found out, the biggest thing I learned from this is it doesn't necessarily matter where you work or who you're working for, or even if you're working for yourself, you need a personal identity. You need a personal brand. And that's what I'm trying to cultivate and curate here. But yeah, this is it. Crushing it. Gary Vaynerchuk. I'll put I'll have a link for it in my show notes below. That way, if you want to purchase, it'll be there. Give me your thoughts if you've read it. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, what you think of the book. Please leave in your comments. If you have any questions for me, I'll be here. Comment below. I'll be happy to respond. Definitely respond. Let's make this like a book club, a book place where we can all read and share thoughts. The next book I am reading is Permission to Screw Up. If you want to read along with me, that's what I'm reading next. It's Permission to Screw Up. I'll try and get that out, the next show on that out, probably in about 3-4 weeks, just over the time of reading it. But next week I anticipate giving out another video about some of the books I've read in the past. For instance, like Giftology, I'll put that out there, Entre Leadership, different ones like that. So stay tuned. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any suggestions on books I should read, please send them over. I'm always looking for more. But other than that, let's crush it together, guys. They always say, the young is the future, right? So us young entrepreneurs, us young go-getters, it's time to get moving. See you guys next time.